Chat. Welcome back, chat. Welcome back, chat. Yeah, nah. I'm about to get started. I just give me 1 second, chat. I'm just gonna wait for somebody to pop in. And I'm gonna actually fix myself too. No bullshit. I'm also looking at the phone real quick. I gotta fix myself. No cap. I believe I look all right. I'm doing it from the bed. For right now, because I ain't wanna get up, and I gotta fix myself too. Okay. Ooh. Word. All right. Make sure I look presentable. Right about bingo. Right. Looks all right. Word. Chat. Word. Word. Let me make sure that's all set. All right. We look all right. We got a viewer. Appreciate you tuning in. With that being said, welcome to another edition of What the Hell's Happening in Sports. It's your boy, the one and only NERO. What up, chat? What's popping, y'all? Man. I tell you, Sox got the dub. They got the dub tonight, just a few minutes ago. Ended up having a dub last night too, or yesterday afternoon, I should say. But overall, the weekend for Boston sports was kind of iffy. The Red Sox have won a couple straight now, but the Patriots didn't fare so well yesterday. So we're gonna get into that. Oh, and I gotta excuse me. The description has to be edited too, because I forgot. BC football did not fare as well. I'll get into. Now that I just remembered that, we're gonna get into some Red Sox. We're gonna get into the BC football, and then lastly, we're gonna get to it with our Patriots, or with my Patriots, I should say, with my Patriots. So let me real quick chat BC. I gotta search this up before I forget. Chat. Give me 1 quick second, chat. 1 quick second. Word, because BC football game was tough. It was tough. No cap. All right, word. So that is all set up for after the Sox. All right, chat. Now we're good. Now we're golden. Chat. Yeah, no. So the Red Sox overall, just to give a little synopsis of the last few days. The Sox this weekend went to Arizona. They lost the series. They lost the first 2 games. First game, I spoke about it a little bit on early in the wee hours of Saturday morning with my brother Amari. Shout out to the Bay State Media. We was on here. Sox didn't fare so well. They lost 10-5 Friday night. Friday night. Friday night into Saturday morning, I should say. Lost 10-5. They were down 5-1. They came back and made it a 5-4 game. But 5 runs in the bottom of the Diamondbacks scored 5 runs in the bottom. Oh, actually, no. It was initially 6-5. It was a 6-5 game. 6-5 game. Heading into the bottom of the 8th, Red Sox came all the way back. Made it. Ended up being a 6-5 Diamondbacks lead. But then the bottom of the 8th inning, the Diamondbacks erupted for 4 runs. They took the game. They took it 10-5 again. That was Friday. Saturday night, Sox couldn't get a hold of Brendan Pfaadt. They lost 5-1. Sunday, they fared much better. They won 7-4. Aroldis Chapman picked up his 28th save. So, tough weekend for the Sox, but they managed to win the last game of the series. They did not get swept, which is great. And now goes on today. So what I'll do real quick, chat. Let me just make sure. Oh, okay. So my apologies. It was Aroldis Chapman's 29th save. All right, word. So now we can really get to it. Word. So that's a little synopsis of this weekend. Let's get to today, chat. For today, chat. 7-0 final for the Sox. Garrett Crochet with the win. He is now 15-5 on the year with a 2.57 ERA. The starting pitcher for the A's was Morales. He took the loss. He's now 3-1 with a 2.73 ERA. All the scoring obviously was done by the Sox. I'll just give a little, talk about a little bit what the A's did. A's only had 3 hits on the night. Jacob Wilson, Hernandez, and Shulman. No, I'm bugging. Excuse me, chat. Shulman had a hit as well. The A's did strike out 10 times. They struck out 10 times on the night. So, hey, you striking out 10 times on a night is not that great. Morales' pitching line. Let me just do this real quick, chat, and I'll get to it. I'm just editing some shit. Because nobody's really watching right now, so I can get away with this shit. I can get away with this. Alrighty, and bingo, chat. Give me 1 second, chat. 1 second. If you're here, if you're tuning in, just spam the say what's up in the comments. I'm just fixing something real quick before I get to this recap of the game. Or finish this recap of the game, I should say. All right, chat. Word. Okay, boom. Okay. Oops. Hold on, chat. All right, and bingo. All right, word. Okay, chat. Sorry about that. I had to finish this shit up. Oh, and actually, I didn't even. I realized I didn't really fix it. Okay, and word. Yes, sir. Shout out to the Bay State Media. Hell yeah. My fault, chat. Just had to fix something on the live's part. Word. All right, yeah. So like I said, Morales, he pitched 4 2/3, gave up 7 hits. He did strike out. He did walk 1 guy, struck out 2, gave up 2 home runs, 5 earned runs on the night. Basso came in 2 1/3 innings pitched, gave up a hit, but he did have 4 strikeouts. And then McGuff came in 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, but he did strike out 2 guys. Word. All right, so that's all it is for the A's. That's it for the A's. My nigga Amari. What do you say? The Athletics really ass for real. Yes, indeed. They're ass. I tell you, even the move to Sacramento couldn't save them, chat. Move to Sacramento couldn't even save them. Shout out to my nigga Amari. No cap. Shout out to bro. Shout out to the dog. But otherwise, for the anyways, I should say, for the Red Sox, 12 hits on the night. Jarren Duran, Alex Bregman, Trevor Story, Masa Yoshida, and Carlos Narvaez each had 2 hits and an RBI on the night. Romy Gonzalez had a hit and an RBI, as well as Sogard, Nick Sogard. Everybody who got a hit had an RBI. 12 hits on the night, 7 runs. Good night at the plate for the Sox. Good night at the plate. Them boys are going to Vegas. Them boys are going to Vegas. Them boys are going to Vegas. That's a fact, E. That's a fact, E. And honestly, hey, this is too. Glad to see the offense wake up in this series. Needed without Anthony right now. Bingo. Yes, sir. And again, Roman Anthony, if you haven't heard already, Roman Anthony is out for 4 to 6 weeks with a right oblique injury. So that hurts. Obviously, the Red Sox offense has been tough. Has been struggling without him. They got to do as much as they can. Guys have to step up, and every guy who got a hit tonight had an RBI. That's a part of stepping up. No cap. No cap. And with that being said, so we know who got the hits. We know who got the RBIs. Let me tell you about Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet had a bounce-back start tonight. 7 innings, 3 hits, 10 strikeouts. Looked like the Garrett Crochet we have all known and have watched become this year. Our ace, our rising star. He did it tonight. He got back. He got back to what he's been doing, and that's a great sign to see. He struggled his last start against Cleveland, gave up 6 earned runs. He gave up 6 earned runs in 6 innings his last start. So, hey, bounce back start by him, and then Zach Kelly and Chris Murphy came in, pitched an inning, got 3 outs each. So, hey, there you go. Crochet, there you go. And honestly, chat, I'm gonna tell you this: it's Garrett Crochet over Tariq Skubal. No cap. Garrett Crochet over Tariq Skubal. Real shit. If I had to pick a Cy Young Award winner, it would be Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet has been more important to his team. Not to say that Tariq Skubal is not important, but give my nigga Garrett Crochet some love, Kaj. Come on, Kaj. MLB. Come on, Kaj. Rob Manfred, everybody who votes for the Cy Young, hey, give it to Crochet. And I tell you, Tigers, Red Sox, last weekend of the series at Fenway. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Garrett Crochet and Tariq Skubal match up. Because I tell you, Garrett Crochet, he might put up a fight. He might do some shit in that start to prove that he gets a Cy Young Award. No cap, chat. No fucking cap. Telling you, chat. Great win tonight for the Sox. Again, it's a 3-game series. It's the first of the 3-game series, right? So they take on the A's tomorrow night. Again, it's in Sacramento. So it's going to be a late game. Wednesday will be an early game. If they can sweep the A's, we'll be in great shape. They got the Yankees coming to town at the end of the week. Hey, great start by the Sox. Great start. With that being said, chat, let's move on to some football. And before we move on to the NFL, let's talk about the Boston College Eagles, chat. BC Eagles. BC Eagles put up a fight, but they ended up losing 42-40 in OT to the Michigan State Spartans. This one was a great game. It was a great game, no cap. But Aiden Childs and the Spartans, they got it at the end. And you know what? Hey, this BC team is young. You know, Bill O'Brien is still, this BC team, just like last year's BC team, the culture is still being built. There's going to be games like this where they do lose. You want to see the wins, but it's a step in the right direction that they can hang with these guys. What they have to do, though, is get back to the drawing board in terms of their defense, because their defense, for the most part, did okay, but with giving up 42 points, you got to limit giving up those points. No cap. Yeah. I'm glad Amari said this too. I appreciate it, Amari, because I almost forgot about this. Appreciate you, bro. Real quick. In the Bay State Media Discord, right? I finally have my own academy. I have a What the Hell's Happening Sports, aka WTHHS Academy, in the Bay State Media's Discord. I'm going to put a link to that in the description. I believe there's already a link to the Discord. I'll put another one to join my academy. I want to thank Owen, who's also part of the Bay State Media, for helping me set that up. I want to thank Amari as well for allowing me to have an academy in the in Bay State Media. Thank you so much. I will put that in the description at the end. Please join it, so that way you can tune into news that about me going live, about the Red Sox, Patriots, Celtics, BC Eagles, and even the Bruins. Any team, anything associated with Boston, you'll have the news will come out for Boston with for me. I know Amari is going to be a part of it as well. He has obviously the Bay State Media Academy. He has another academy as well. But I want to thank them again for allowing me to have an academy. Really, I really do. Link will be in the description at the end. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Love. To continue this the BC Eagles stream. Amari also said Larnigan balled out. We streamed the whole thing in Discord. Hey man, that's what's up. I was gonna say chat Saturday. I got into a weed coma, no cap. Just gonna keep it simple. Just gonna be honest. Around 7:00, I was watching the Colorado game. I took a couple edibles and I was done for. I didn't get up until like 2, 3 a.m. I missed the Sox game and I missed the BC game. So I missed all this shit. No cap. Yeah, it was tough. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, by the way. But yeah, I was out of it. So yeah, I missed this game and I really missed what really went on. I watched the highlights though. I did watch the highlights. So yeah, BC overall, like their defense. The defense just has to limit the points. No bullshit. But also, when it really comes down to it, BC again is still in a like I said, it's still in a transition period, excuse me, of building a culture, right? Bill O'Brien, he's there now. He did well last year. The team finished 7-6. But BC usually finishes 7-6. Or they have a losing record or they finish 7-6. They haven't had 8 wins in a long time. I believe since either 08 or 09, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been a while since they've had over 7 wins. Bill O'Brien, he's put this team on the right track. Yes. But they have to be, instead of really keeping these teams or teams or even a team like Michigan State in the game, they have to take advantage and actually really, go after them early to put themselves in a position to really, how should I say this? Kind of keep the game in their favor for the most part, right? I would also say that, how should I say this? Even if you go to a school like Michigan State has been good. They're in the Big Ten, but they're not like a top. I wouldn't call them a top tier Big Ten team. You got to go to these schools, whether it's the Big Ten or whatever conference, and just show who you are. You can't let them, run over you or do these things over you because you're an ACC team that is a little bit on the lower end. You know, you can compete with these guys. I felt like BC, watching the highlights, I felt like BC went in there. They did well, but they kind of shot themselves in the foot by fumbling, not executing plays, defense, giving up big plays. That's always going to shoot yourself in the foot. It's only one game. They're 1-1 in the year, but they could have been two. They should have been 2-0 easily, right? And like Amari said, I'm glad he said it. The defense has to be better late in games. Yes, indeed, they do. The only way you're going to be the only way you're going to win games, truthfully, is locking up at the end of the game, not letting these guys get points because end of game points kill you, and when it's too late in the game, you can't come back from it. And that's what happened in BC. Obviously, BC lost. I'm going to start with them. Dylan Lonergan he's been great. He's been great since excuse me, chap. All right, word. For his first couple games, what I meant to say. For his first couple games, he has been great. He threw 4 touchdowns in his first game against Fordham. Fordham's a FCS school, so you should be able to to win games like that. Just blow them out the water, which they did. Another 4 touchdowns today on Saturday, right? He is the first quarterback to throw 8 touchdowns and no interceptions in his first couple games in the ACC in a while. I forgot who did it last, but throwing wise and even quarterback play so far, real shit, and this might be a stretch, but he actually so far has shown me that he is the best quarterback to be under center for BC since Matt Ryan. And last time Matt Ryan was under center for BC was 18 years ago. 18 years ago. 18 years since they've had a quarterback who is a former 4-star recruit, is a guy who went to Bama, right? This is the best quarterback we've seen in BC in years. And with that being said, I think this kid has the potential to really take this team to new heights. It may not be this year, but give this kid this year and the rest of this year, maybe even, and honestly, even next year, BC could go somewhere with this kid. He has up to 3 years left with this program, not including this year and the next 2 years. I think this kid is going to do wonders for this program, and I'm glad he's leading the charge because this kid is special. He really is. 34-46 on the night for Lonergan, 390 yards, almost 400 yards passing, 4 touchdowns with a long of 56 yards, right? Rushing wise, Turbo Richard led the team with 57 yards on 55 yards on 13 carries. He did have a touchdown, but he also fumbled. He fumbled at the 1-yard line early on in the game. That cost BC some points. Jordan McDonald finished with 5 carries for 12 yards. Lewis Bond had 3 carries for 2 yards. He did have a long of 7, but he lost yards on his next couple carries. Dylan Lonergan had 2 yards on the ground on 2 carries. Reed Harris had a run for -4 yards. Bo McCormick had a run, did not gain any yards. Receiving wise for the Eagles, Lewis Bond had 11 catches for 90 yards, his second consecutive game with over 10 catches. Jeremiah Franklin, who has played well so far in his first couple games, and had a damn. Oh man, hold on, Chad. Hold on. All right, there you go. Woo! I was congested. He had 8 catches for 84 yards. He had a great game last game too. But even last year, he took a step forward. I like this kid a lot. I think should continue to be a big part of BC's offense. 8 catches, 84 yards. He did have a touchdown. Tuber Richard had 7 catches for 66 yards, had a touchdown as well. So he had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown on the night. VJ Wilkins had the 56-yard reception. VJ Wilkins hasn't really done much in his first couple games. I know he was injured in fall camp. He's supposed to be a guy who's supposed to help, add a deep threat to BC, which he's done in his first couple games. I want to see him more out there. Hopefully, he can get more acclimated to his offense. He's going to be a big part of this team, obviously, because he can stretch the field. Hyde Park's own Jaden Skeet, former Catholic Memorial grad. 3 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown. Reed Harris, only 2 catches, but he had 32 yards and a touchdown. Alabama transfer Ty Lockwood did have 14 yards on one reception, and then Jordan McDonald added one catch for 5 yards as well. So there was BC's offense right there. Defense-wise for BC, Omar Thornton led the game off with 12 tackles. He did also have a forced fumble. Notable guys as well. I'm not going to go through every guy, but Carter Davis had 9 tackles. Owen McGowan had 8. KP Price had 7. Any sacks, Omar Thornton, Owen McGowan, and Quintavious Hutchins each had sacks as well, along with Zedarius McDowell. So there was 4 sacks on the night for BC. Whole lot of tackles as well. Any other notables? Yeah, that's about it. So I'm not going to go through all the tackles, but again, the 4 main guys right there, along with Quintavious Hutchins. Yeah, that's about it for the BC Eagles defensive-wise. For Michigan State, Aiden Childs, 19-29, 231 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Last year against BC, he did throw 3 picks. So he had a much better game this time around. Michigan State and BC are now tied 1-1 in their for the last couple years, I should say, in games, 1-1 tie. BC got it last year. Aiden Childs and the Spartans got it this year. To go along with the rushing, Mekhi Frazier finished with 17 carries for 81 yards. Aiden Childs had 12 carries for 39 yards with a rushing touchdown. Brandon Tufts, 4 carries, 29 yards. Elijah Tuatoliver, 1 carry for 1 yard. And Omar Kelly had a rushing attempt for -1 yards. Nick Marsh was the leading receiver for the Spartans. 5 catches for 68 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did have a bully touchdown early on in the game, too. He caught the ball around the 8-yard line and dragged the defender into the end zone for one of his touchdowns, which was tough. Omar Kelly, 4 catches, 60 yards. Krishawn McCray, 3 catches, 44 yards. Michael Masanas, 3 catches, 31 yards with a touchdown. Jaden Savory, a catch for 18 yards. Brandon Tufts, a catch for 6 yards. Jay Coyne, a catch for 5 yards and a touchdown. And then Mekhi Frazier added a catch for a yard. The Michigan State defense, Spartan defense. Jordan Hall, 15 tackles and a forced fumble. Ade Willie, 8 tackles. Wayne Matthews, 8 tackles. Amarion Smith, 8 tackles. Darius Snow, 7 tackles. Anybody else? Any sacks? All right, Word. So those are your top 5 tacklers right there. Word. So other than that, yeah, BC, for the most part, they took the L. Offense did well. They did have some, chances where they could have scored some more points and they weren't able to. But again, it's only week 2, chat. This BC team does look nice. They do look very nice, and I hope they can build on this loss and go into their next game against Stanford, which is on the road at Stanford next week. It'll be a 10:30 game. You can catch that on the ACC network. They're taking on Andrew Luck's Stanford Cardinals. Frank Reich is the coach right now for the Cardinals. It's a new team over there. They're 0-2 on the year. Hopefully, BC can go in there and honestly do their thing. Stanford, they have some players, but, they're going through a rebuild year. So I would expect BC to go in there along with Dylan Larnagin and just, hey, show what they've been able to do. They've been passing the ball well. They got to get the running game going. But I do think BC can win this game. I really do. And I hope they do. So yeah, Chad, that's it on the BC Eagles. I know. There's always next week. There really is. There is. So yeah. Let me fix myself real quick, chat. Word. Ooh, all right. Last thing on the night. Let me go up real quick. Word. All right, there you go. So I can't show the highlights or anything like that, but the New England Patriots ended up taking the L. They lost to the Las Vegas Raiders 20-13 Sunday afternoon. Pete Carroll, former Patriots coach, he was the coach before I was born. He was the predecessor to, not the predecessor. He was before, I don't know the word. I can't think of the word right now. But he came before Belichick. Mike Vrabel is now the head coach of the Patriots. He is here after Belichick. So you have the before and after. And the middle is coaching UNC football. So, yeah, but Pete Carroll and his team came in here and defeated the Patriots 20-13, right? Patriots lost, so we're going to go. We're going to start with them. Drake May, stat line looks high. It looks smooth, right? 30 of 46, 287 yards, 65% completion percentage, 1 touchdown. He did throw a pick, and he was sacked 4 times. To give a synopsis of what happened, the Patriots were up 10-7 at the end of the first half. Started the third quarter. Drake May threw an interception, right? And after that, the game changed. Game changed after that. The Patriots couldn't find their footing, and the Raiders did. They ended up making it 14-10 late in the third quarter. Ended up sealing the game with a field goal later on to make it 20-10, and the Patriots couldn't come back. So tough week 1 loss, but it's only week 1. It's nothing to panic about, but you can be a little bit worried. No cap. Drake May, I will say, he looked like last year's Drake May, but he was too antsy in the pocket. He made some throws that, were a little high. Missed some throws as well to his targets, but there's always room for improvement. It's only 1 week, but it was tough. Hopefully he can get back on track. Meanwhile, for the New England running game, Travion Henderson finished off his rookie debut with 5 carries for 27 yards with a long of 14. Mondre Stevenson, 7 carries for 15 yards. Drake May only had 4 carries for 11 yards. Mario Douglas, a carry for 4 yards, and Antonio Gibson had a carry for 3 yards. So they had 18 carries on the night combined for 60 yards. They got to run the ball more. They didn't run the ball much in the second half, only 3 times. Josh McDaniels has to figure out a way to, continue to allow the running game to take shape. I know they wanted to get the passing game going more, but you got 2 good rushers on the team, especially with Stevenson, who is a dynamic runner, I should say. They got to get him more involved. They really do. Receiving wise for the Pats, Kayshon Boutte, 6 catches for 103 yards. Great game by him. He had a long of 24. Hunter Henry with 4 catches for 66 yards with a long of 27. Stephon Diggs, 6 catches for 57 yards, a long of 16. Solid debut by Stephon Diggs. I wish, hopefully he has better results next week. Travion Henderson, 6 catches for 24 yards with a long of 13. They try to use Henderson more in the screen game. The Raiders did a good job of limiting him on that. Ramondre Stevenson, 2 catches for 12 yards. Kyle Williams in his rookie debut, 1 catch for 12 yards. Austin Hooper had a catch for 10 yards. Mac Hollins only 1 catch. It was 3 yards. And then Drake May actually had a catch for 2 yards as well. That catch was batted back by a Raiders defensive lineman. He was able to catch the ball, got past the line of scrimmage. That was it. And then Demario Douglas, which is a funny stat line. 2 catches for -2 yards and a touchdown with a long of 7 yards. So he had a 9-yard loss on a catch, which is pretty stupid. No cap. Yeah. That's it for the Pats offense. Defense, right? 8 tackles on the day for Christian Ellis. Craig Woodson in his rookie debut had 7 tackles with 2 tackle for losses. Alex Austin, 5 tackles, a tackle for loss and a pass deflection. Christian Barmore had 5 tackles, only 1 solo. He did well on his part. Hopefully he gets some more pressures next game. He didn't have any pressures. Jalen Hawkins, 5 tackles, 5 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, a pass deflection, and an interception to go along with that. Harold Landry, 5 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Great debut game by him. Carlton Davis had 4 tackles and 2 pass deflections. Gave up a big play at the end of the game for the Raiders to seal the game. I will say Carlton Davis had he had a solid debut up until the last drive of the game. Up until the last drive for the Raiders on the game, he had a solid debut. Marcus Jones had 4 tackles. Milton Williams had 4 tackles. Marcus Jones and Milton Williams each had a tackle for loss. Caleb Chason had 3 tackles and a half a sack. Robert Spillane had a quiet debut, only 3 tackles. It was Caleb Chason and obviously Milton Williams' debuts as well. Kyrus Tonga in his debut had 3 tackles. Kyle Duggar, he did actually start the game. Kyle Duggar started. He did have 2 tackles. And then Del Pettis and Keon White each had 2 tackles as well. So, yeah, those are your Patriots stats. Again, there's always room for improvement. But, not a great debut for the Pats, especially at home. Not great, but, only week 1. Geno Smith, on the other hand, for the Raiders. Let me fix myself. I am feeling a little bit, Chad. I'm feeling tired a little bit. I'm going to get through this, though, Chad. Geno Smith went 24-34 for 362 yards, 70% completion percentage, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. He was sacked 4 times, obviously. Yeah. Geno Smith carved up the Pats defense all game. He did his thing. He really did. Ashton Agency was held in check. He had 19 carries for 38 yards. He did have a touchdown, though. He did have a touchdown to put the Raiders up and ultimately the game-winning touchdown. So, yeah, there you go. Geno Smith had 2 carries for 10 yards, and Zamir White had 3 carries for 8 yards. Brock Bowers, 5 catches for 103 yards with a long of 38. Brock Bowers is the real deal. And, hey, he's already a star, but this kid's a real stud. No cap. This kid is tough. Jacoby Myers in his return to New England, 8 catches for 97 yards with a long of 24. Trey Tucker, 2 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. He did score the first touchdown of the game. Dante Thornton, 2 catches for 45 yards. His 36-yard catch at the end of the game, that was a catch on Carlton Davis. That sealed the game for the Raiders. Michael Mayer, 4 catches for 38 yards. Jack Beck, 1 catch for 23 yards. And then Ashton Genty had a couple catches, only 2 yards. Defense for the Raiders. Devin White, in his first game as a Raider, he had a bounce back game, and honestly, he looked like the old Devin White in this one. 11 total tackles with a tackle for loss. Kelly had 9 tackles and a pass deflection. George Pratt. Yeah, George Pratt. 8 tackles Isaiah Polamau, 7 tackles with a tackle for loss, a pass deflection, and an interception. Great game by him. I like him a lot too. No cap. Appreciate everybody for tuning in chat. My eyes are getting low, so I'm gonna make this quick. Eric Stoke had 5 tackles and a tackle for loss. Jamal Adams had 3 tackles. Jamal Adams, man, he ain't the same Jamal Adams, but he did all right. Booker had 3 tackles. Adam Butler, former Pat, had 3 tackles. Jeremy Chin, I like the Jeremy Chin signing by the Raiders. It was his debut. He had 3 tackles. Tyree Wilson, he had 3 tackles and a sack. Who would have thought? Who would have thought he would have had that production, especially a sack. Michael Coons had 3 tackles and a sack as well, which included a forced fumble on that play. Max Crosby, only 2 tackles, but he did have a sack and a tackle for loss. Darnay Holmes, 2 tackles. Jonah Laulu had 2 tackles and a tackle for loss as well. And then Landon Roberts had only 1 tackle. No cap. So, hey, there you go. Oh, the kicking game. That's what I forgot to mention. I'm gonna go back to the Pats, actually. Go back to the Pats. My fault, Chad. I forgot about the kickers. Forgot about the kicking game. No cap. This was big. So, Pats kicker, Andres Borregales. He is a rookie. He made his debut. He made a rookie debut, right? He went 2 or 3 on the night, but he did miss a field goal in the first half, which obviously cost the Pats because it cost them 3 points. So, yeah, he'll learn. He will, but you got to make your field goals, bro. You got to make your field goals. Daniel Carlson also went 2 or 3. He had a longer 51. But yeah, chat. That's about it for the Pats. Pats next week. We'll get into a preview on the Pats later on this week. Most likely between Thursday and Saturday. We'll get a. Damn, I got to keep my eyes open, chat. We will get a Patriots preview for the next game. They do take on the Dolphins. The Dolphins got their ass kicked 33-8 over the Indianapolis Colts this weekend. So it's going to be a big game in Miami. Pats overall, it's only 1 game. That showing, though, wasn't too great. There's a lot left to be desired. Drake May looked like last year's Drake May. I wouldn't say he took a complete step back, but he took a teeny tiny step back. But at the same time, overall, he didn't do bad. He didn't do bad at all. He didn't. But he just has to do better. He just have to do better. It's his first game in Josh McDaniels' system. Every game's not going to be a great game. But now there's more motivation to come back next week to do something. Christian Gonzalez also missed yesterday's game. So hopefully he's back for week 2. Because that defense, they got torched. But with that being said, chat, my eyes are getting low, and I do got to go to bed. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Amari, my dog, I appreciate you tuning in. Again, I do have an academy in Discord with the Bay State Media. It's called WTHHS Academy. Stands for What the Hell's Happening Sports Academy. The link will be in the description after this. Go tune in to the Discord. Join the Discord regardless, and we have other academies as well. My guy Ant has an academy. Amari has an academy. Conron the Don, shout out to CP. He has an academy as well. Spoke. He's been on. He talked about the Marlins. He has an academy along with my guy Ben. He also has an academy as well. Appreciate Owen again for making an academy for me. I do appreciate you, bro. But yeah, chat. I'm gonna get out of here. My eyes, I can't even keep them open. But this has been another edition of What the Hell is Happening in Sports. It's your boy, the one and only NERO. I will be back later on today. I'm going to be joining the Bay State Media's Bi-Coastal podcast. That won't be live. That'll be recorded. My guy Amari, he'll get that out for y'all as soon as possible. But also, in the plans this week, me and Amari got something special cooking up in regards to the Pats game. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be some different shit. But yeah, chat, that's it for me tonight. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. I love y'all as always. But I got to get some shut-eye. And y'all tuned in late, chat. Come on. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, but I'm about to get the fuck out of here. No cap. Thank you. I'm going to catch y'all, though. Peace.